This is a mango, and it is known as the king of fruits. And if you've ever tasted one, you probably know why. They are really sweet, yet they're kind of slightly tart. Their flesh is thick and it just has an unctuous flavor. It tastes like a tropical vacation in your mouth. But if you've ever shopped for these cut up in a store, you know that it requires a king's wages to buy. Just yesterday, I was in a store and they wanted $10 for cut up mango. Yet, just steps away, whole mangoes like this were only 99 cents. So it's obviously a lot cheaper just to buy your own and cut them up, but there's kind of the rub, because just due to their shape and due to the big husk inside of them, these things aren't all that easy to cut up. So enter one of these. This is a dedicated mango cutter. And today I'm going to show you how to use one of these, whether they're worth the cost, and just tips in general for cutting up this delicious fruit called a mango. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt, and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook no matter your skill level. And yes, today we are talking about mangoes, specifically cutting them up with one of these guys. Now this is a mango cutter. You might see it listed as a mango tool or mango slicer. This one is made by Xylus, and I should note that this is not sponsored. I bought this myself with my own money. There are several different types of these made by various brands, but I know Xylus. I've used some of their other equipment, and I thought for about $18 on Amazon, this was a good deal. But let's find out if it really was. Okay, now of course, just like any other fruit, mangoes come in various shapes and sizes. I think these are just kind of, standard size mangoes, at least for what you would find here in the US. Now, what I like about this particular tool is that it comes with a base, and that I think is the most important part when it comes to cutting up a mango, is just kind of keeping it stable. So the way this works is you just put this into its base here, and you can see the way that this works is that you just put the mango, you align it to the shape of this base. So you'd put it here, not necessarily like that. You just want it to get a nice foundation. And inside the mango, there's this big oblong husk, and then within that, that is where the seed is. And that's what kind of makes cutting these up a little more difficult. So anyways, it's in the base here. Now I'm going to take this cutting tool, and on one side, it's got these really, really sharp teeth, and that's what's going to do the cutting. So we're just going to put this guy in here, and the idea is for this center part, for that to go around that big husk that is within the mango that kind of hides the seed. So we will just put this right over here and then gently press down, and just like that, our mango is cut. Now from here, what I like to do is just kind of pull this through. You can pull them up and see we have this beautiful mango flesh. The skin on these is not very thick. So we'll just put this on a plate here. We'll do the same for the other half. See, you've got this beautiful cut up. And then here, within this is the husk and the seed. And what I like to do is just kind of nibble around this, or maybe just kind of cut this off, because there is some edible fruit that you can use. But the main portion here, as you can see, this is where that fruit lies. Now from here, we just want to get that fruit separated from the flesh. And what makes this particular base kind of interesting is that these sides here are supposed to act as kind of a separator, a cutter of sorts, to get that skin off from the flesh. So let's see how that works. We'll just kind of put this here. These aren't that sharp. And just kind of work this along. It might take a couple tries. But sure enough, you can see that this flesh and this skin is separating due to this plastic blade. And here we go. We've got a nice big chunk of mango. Now from here, you could just take a knife and you could cut it into strips just like this. and then, you know, chunks if you want. And then you have sliced up mango, which, you know, you would be charging a really high price for in the store, but as you can see, this was really cheap and delicious. But let me show you a different way to make a really nice, almost exotic presentation that's just as easy. So take a really sharp knife, and you can just put your mango half right on a stable surface and just make some cuts, just like this. Just like this. We'll do some horizontal cuts, and then we are going to do some perpendicular cuts to that. We're just going to cut right through them. I'd say these about maybe an inch or so. Now check this out. We will just go like so, push this out, and you have these beautiful, let me show you, we have these beautiful squares here, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Now from here, you can just take a spoon or even your fingers and just kind of put them into in a waiting bowl. And what this is going to leave you with is these beautiful, perfect chunks. See, just like this, these beautiful chunks. And again, this is what you'd be paying a lot of money for in a store. So that is how to use a mango cutter, and I'm just going to keep the mango train going here because these are so delicious and they really are nice and in season right now. I'm filming this in the beginning of September, and they are all over at supermarkets and they're super cheap. Like I said, 99 cents. Now, is it worth it to buy a dedicated mango slicer such as this, you know, coming in just under $20? Well, I think if you love mangoes and you eat them as often as we do in our family, absolutely. I mean, if a store is charging $10 for, let's say, 1 or 2 cut up mangoes, then buying this guy and just cutting up a few mangoes is, you know, going to be a great and easy return on your investment. So yes, we will definitely be putting this to use. I think it's a worthwhile investment for my kitchen. And again, if you eat as many mangoes as we do, I think you're going to find it really helpful too. Hey, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to my kitchen. I am so glad that you are here. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.